Let's talk about Midwest, which is a leading player in the natural stone industry. The company's 451 crore rupee IPO opens for subscription today, which comprises of a fresh issue of 250 crore rupees. Uma Kollareddy, who is the promoter and director, along with Ramchandra Kollareddy, who is the promoter and CEO at the company, join us now to discuss the company's fundamentals, what do they plan to do with the proceeds as well, and a lot more. Uma and Ramchandra, thank you so much for joining us today. On the show right now, we would like to understand more about the business. You had seen a big jump in margins that came by in FY23 and FY24. How much of it is sustainable, and what are the growth levers going forward for the company?
Sure. So the margin front is mostly on the cost factor. So our main cost is energy, and our pivot from diesel to electric, backed up with the solar. So that is sustainable, and we are still adding more of that green energy into the system. So I think given that, I think it's sustainable, and maybe there is, I think it's a pivot that we have taken from diesel, fossil fuel to green.
Got it.
Firstly, congratulations on your IPO. First up, I was reading about your IPO itself. As one of your segments mentions that 50% of your revenue comes from China, if I get that right. Is that a risk factor going forward, considering the issues or the geopolitics that we are facing currently, or do you intend to bring that share down going forward?
Our share has been coming down in the last 3 to 4 years. But what I would like to say about China for our business point of view is the EPC contractors who are taking these marquee projects globally, the companies who build the skyscrapers or the malls, large projects, are still predominantly Chinese out there. They have been aggressively going outside China after you see the downturn happening in China. And the supply chain has to come from global sources. And we, blessed with the natural stone in India, in Southern Peninsula, we become the supply chain for that. So China will be a substantial market, but the share is coming down due to a strong growth in domestic side in the last 3 years.
Okay, so you have around 10 customers contributing more than 50% of your revenues currently. How sticky are these relationships? Because we try to understand the long-term pricing that you have or long-term agreements which are in place for the company.
So on the, most of the customers are quite old for our existing business. As we go forward into the quartz business, they're even more sticky because these are solar glass producers. These are long-term contracts which need the powder to make the glass a continuous furnace. So even more further, when you go into the HMS or the rare earth side of the business, titanium, they're even more sticky. The customer profile is changing as we go forward. And even the existing customers, they have been with us for 15, 20 years as we speak, most of them.
60% of your revenue comes from foreign currency, right?
Yes.
With all the currency-related issues that have been taking place, the weakness in the rupee, the potential weakness of the dollar. What's your word on that?
I mean, we do forward sell and forward hedge our dollars to some extent to ensure that we're not taking too much exposure. Revenue is again very sticky because the quality of our earnings is very strong. We don't do any open credit for sales. Everything is LC backed, and dollar has been supporting us for a while now. We're on the right side of the dollar.
Right side of the dollar.
It has, exactly. You are on the right side of that phenomenon that's taking place. Could you detail project economics for the quartz expansion that is taking place, the kind of investment that you're seeing, the capacity, also importantly, the margin profile? Now that you are shifting to green energy, will it get better versus the peers for you?
Yes. So we've already spent 120 crores on the capex for an installed capacity of 300,000 metric tons per annum, which is servicing both the engineered stone manufacturers and also the solar glass manufacturers. So the margin profiles, because we are integrated with both the mines, backward integrated by the mines, and we have a processing capacity, and we are planning to double our processing capacity with the objects of the funds, and we are situated in the hub where our customer base is, entire customer base is. So the transportation cost, which is a bulk commodity, is very, very minimal.
Okay.
And plus, we are very close to the port. To the export market, where again, dollar plays a good important role, and we have very marquee customers abroad. So we're very bullish on the margin profile. There are listed players in Europe, like Sibelco and others, and margins look better.
So how is it versus granite?
So we are expecting good margins because we are backward integrated and we are becoming we're a processor now, and plus we have two products. So the second one is a byproduct where the costs are already loaded on the engineered stone product. So which means that the entire thing being a byproduct and servicing the solar industry, where solar glass industry is growing at a 30% CAGR, and then the glass is becoming dual layer from a mono layer. So from a 3 mm thickness glass, you're suddenly using 2.5 mm glass, like a double layer, which is increasing by 60% again. And there is an import duty of 10% for the glass. So there's more and more glass manufacturers that are going to start manufacturing in India. So we see huge tailwinds in the solar industry for this raw material.
Okay.
And we'll be doing good volumes. It will support their capacities.
Interesting. You know, one final question from my end, at least. You know, there's one of the promoters that received a notice from the CBI as regards to pending claims of over 150 crores. There was also a JV liquidation with BEML. If you could share any status updates on both of these and the road ahead.
So I think, going public, a lot of people, a lot of companies do face sudden, legal notices that crop up. But we've discussed this disclosed it adequately in our offer documents. And this matter is sub judice, so...
Okay, all right. So it's sub judice right now, but there could be an update very soon, and we'll take that update from you and as and when it comes back. You also have 25.5 crore rupees which you're allocating for electric dump trucks. You said you are shifting to green energy. What kind of savings are now you are anticipating? So will that margin expansion continue through in FY25, FY26 as well? Not FY25, sorry, FY26.
To give a perspective, right now we are having about 9 trucks, and we have a runway to go up to 80.
Okay.
So and each truck is giving us a great ROI. And since we sweat the vehicle, so in any electric product, you need to sweat the vehicle. We operate 21 hours, 22 hours a day. The efficiency and the numbers are adding up. So I think that's the driving force.
And so do you plan on going up to 80?
We will do it but in the next 18 months, the number is close to around adding another 18 to 20.
18 to 20, all right. All right, Uma Ram, congratulations for that. Thank you so much for sparing time and joining us. And we wish to have you back on the day of your listing as well. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you for sparing time and joining us today.